Gentlemen, like they say in The Wiz, I'm moving on down the road. This is what I've done so far. The paint on the sides of the mine engine I thought was sufficiently cured, about a little over a week old. So I did my rubber stamp on both sides yesterday. I would imagine it's dry to the touch. I'm not gonna find out. I did put it in a I don't use the oven. I got not a dehumidifier, but a dehydrator that we used to dry vegetables with. And it allows about 175 degrees, I believe, is how hot it will get. Anytime I paint or do this kind of stuff, I put it in that dehydrator and bake it for maybe, I don't know, hour, something like that, and then make sure I don't touch it when you pull it out because the paint's soft. But that's what we've got on that. We're waiting now just basically to get everything assembled. Everything that you see here in front of you will be part of the engine. Where I'm having a problem right now is with my power unit. Now, this is basically the same motor. These from our O-Gauge Lionel Alco diesels. And I've converted them, of course, by extending their axles to standard gauge. This one here I used standard gauge wheels on, and that's why I can put the pickup right there on the bottom. This really, really runs well. Now, had I used O-Gauge template wheels, of course, that pickup would not work. But what I'm having a problem with is this pickup. I don't know why, but when you run it, it is like it's not getting good connection. And the pickup will get hotter than hell. It will burn your fingers. The motor doesn't get hot, but the pickup gets hot, really hot. Originally, see if I can find it over here. Originally, I did this. I was using this on it. It's just a roller. But for the life of me, if the roller turns, now we have metal to metal contact, regardless of whether it turns or not. If the roller turns, I get no electricity to the motor, none whatsoever. I can attach a lead to that motor and ground it, and the motor will not run. If I attach the lead to the arm and touch the motor, runs like crazy. I have no idea what it's doing. And even this, if I lock it up tight so that this roller doesn't spin, they get hot. So I don't know what it is I'm fighting with this thing, but it kind of pisses me off just a little bit that I can't figure it out. I mean, after all, it ought to be simple. Now, I can run this like it's set up. It will run well. But it's not what I want. This one here is as smooth as silk. So that's what we're working on. I'm still trying to think about the roof. I just don't think that's proper. It's too shiny. I think I'm going to clean the polish off of it and paint it gray. And then basically this thing is done. The other thing I'm working on is my ore cars. I've already taken one of the 162 dumps, took it apart, stripped it, and I'll get it set up and attach it to these sets of wheels. By the way, if you're wanting to strip this old paint, this is old Lionel paint, boiling pot of water and Tide, took it all off in about 10 minutes. Works really good. There's a little bit of rust on it, so I'll probably put it in some Evaporust and then lightly sand it and shoot primer. Or I might, if the metal is in good shape, I'll just shoot color. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. Over here, I got another dump car to go with the mine engine, but this is the O-Gauge, and this is really cool. The wheels pop off. The holes are exactly line up, and the standard gauge trucks, they just screw on. Whoop, that one came undone. Well, actually, it wasn't. It was the bin. But this will work. This is going to work quite nicely. So I will have big ore cars and I'll have little ore cars. So we'll get them all hooked up so I can pull them in a train. But this is how things are going. It's not too bad. Like I say, the only thing that's really irritating me is the intermittent pickup on that motor. And something else, if it's sitting on the track and I immediately just lightly crack the power on the transformer, that motor starts to move. So it's getting power. It's very sensitive to power, but it just doesn't seem to be quite right. And like I say, that pickup gets so hot. I run it yesterday for about 3 minutes was all the longer I ran it. And I'm really surprised it didn't get hot enough to melt the solder off and release that brass shoe that I put on it. But we'll get it figured out. We're going to take a hiatus from this stuff for a while. I got some other things to do, so this will kind of be left in purgatory until I get done with it. But stay tuned. If I don't die first, I'll have it together and everything up and running along with some cars, hopefully, by spring. Toodaloo.